Now it's time for Hot for Your House.
The market is inundated with new products, but how can you tell which ones you really need? Right here on Around the House Northwest, I'm going to do the legwork for you and cut through the clutter to find the top new products that would be great for any home. Today, we're going to be talking first about Ting. And this little thing does so much for you. This is the future of fire safety inside, and all you have to do is plug this thing in. Now, what this does is it uses artificial intelligence to monitor your electrical system. And let's talk about your electrical system for a second. If you think about how lightning happens, there's a noise that happens in frequencies that you can measure. It's something that happens all around the world. An electrical short in your house actually gives that same type of thing in a very small, minute way. So what this does is it actually plugs into an outlet anywhere in your home, and it monitors your entire electrical system. So the cool thing is with the app, it's watching 24/7 your home, trying to predict the next electrical problem. Maybe it's an outlet that has a loose wire in the back. Maybe it's an appliance that's getting ready to fail. This thing can tell when a fire is getting ready to start with your electrical system, and it warns you ahead of time. Now, one little tip, before you go out and buy this thing, check with your homeowner's insurance policy. This is so popular that there's even companies out there that are giving it to their customers, so you might not even have to buy it. But this, when I jump on my phone, I can actually go on here and monitor my entire system, see what the voltage is, whether I have high voltage or low voltage, and then it'll monitor it all the way out to the pole and tell me if I have a big problem. All of this from the touch of your phone. And the other thing is, when my power goes out, it even sends me a message. So it'll really do that for you. Now, here's the other little thing with this that's really cool. They even include a $1,000 insurance policy. So if you have a problem, they want to know about it so they can help learn what the problem could be. So they got a $1,000 fund that they will give you to pay for that electrician to come out. And guess what? They're going to try to track it down for you. That way, they know what the sound is, and you got a house that is going to be basically eliminated of any fire thefts. This could save a life and your house. All right, this next product is so good, it won the best interior product at KBIS, or International Building Show down in Las Vegas. This thing is cool, and it actually monitors your air quality inside your home. This is Overture by Broan-NuTone. This thing is really cool. It plugs into your home, monitors all those things inside your home as far as your air quality. It could be humidity. It could be the CO2. That's the thing when you have that big party. It could make you tired and sleepy. Nobody wants that. This system does it. So let's start out here. When we get into the air quality room sensor here, this is really trick. You just plug this into an outlet, and it's going to monitor a bunch of different things. Humidity. Maybe you've got too much humidity in the house from a bath fan, or it's just a humid house altogether. It'll do the temperature. It's going to measure the CO2 as well as the particulate matter. That could be dander from the pets. It could be dust or whatever we have. Could even be smoke from that outside fire. And it's going to tell your system to react to it. Now, if you have one of those bath fans that is one of the ADA ones that you can run from your phone, or even the kitchen hoods that do the same thing, this will turn these on for you and ventilate the home. Now, if you've got an ERV system, which is an energy recovery ventilator, that's what brings in fresh air into a newer home that's a lot tighter. This will actually control that as well when you set it up that way. It's a really trick way to go. You've got all these different setups. This one here is the smart plug, and it does the same kind of thing. I'm not going to get it out because it's just a plug, but what it does is this controls that energy recovery ventilator. And then you've got this one here, which is the wall control. It's doing the same thing. That way we can control and measure different rooms of your house. So you put these pieces together with those smart appliances, and you've got a much cleaner air inside your home. Nobody wants to have bad air in their house. Even in the Pacific Northwest, where we have great outdoor air quality, our indoor air quality can be 2 to 5 times more unhealthy. We don't need the particulate matter and all that other stuff. Anything that's going to lead to a healthier home is something you should take a look at. This could make a better home for you inside, where we spend a lot of time, especially this time of year. I think in the summertime around here, when we're trying to water our lawns, it can be a challenge. And if you have trees or bushes, it can be even worse, especially when it's on a hill. You can put a bunch of water up there, and in our soil, it runs down to the bottom, and you got a marsh there and a dry hill. It's not good for your trees or shrubs. this is going to be the answer for you. It's called Root Quencher. These guys have come up with a very innovative system for putting the water right where you need it, and you don't have to waste it. So basically what this is it's a system that you mount down, and I can extend this all the way out. It's depending on what size of tree. If you got a little tree, you probably don't need to go down this far. A bigger one, this will put it down all into the roots that way. And one of the cool things about it as well is if you need to steer the water one direction, we have these cool little plugs that fit on either one of these, and they snap right in, and what happens is that'll steer the water the other direction, and you can control it that way. The best part of this is the water control here. So depending on how you hook it up, has a standard 1/2-inch pipe thread, which means it'll work with just about any drip system, any sprinkler system. Heck, you could even hook a garden hose system up to this if you didn't have one of those to put the water in there. Then you pull the cap off, and you've got a very cool volume control here that you can fine-tune the system so you're not overwatering it or underwatering it. The other thing is with these caps on this system here, I can actually feed it. I can put in fertilizer. I can even put compost out of my compost garden in here to feed those trees, and it works really well. This is big for great trees, you know, the good sized ones. Maybe you got some small bushes you want to save. Here's the little mini one. It'll do the same thing. I've got that controller here to control volume. I've got the pipe thread here. And then again, depending on the size, I can go in and put in here and control how and where I want the water to go. These are great for any sprinkler system, and it's gonna save you a ton of money on water, because water around here isn't cheap. And you can see this will just mount in here. That way you can have access to feed it, and you're good to go. You're gonna have happy trees, happy bushes, and a happy water bill. That's a win, no matter where you're coming from. I think we've all been shocked by a power bill at some time in our lives. You open it up, maybe it's an email or that mail, and all of a sudden you're like, what happened this month? There's a way to tell what's going on before that power bill shows up, and it's called Sense. It's a home energy monitoring system that you can hook up inside your home, and it uses artificial intelligence. Now, one thing about everything that uses power in your home, it gives off a signal, and this uses artificial intelligence to read it. So it tells this thing where that power is being used. So the great thing is that no matter what's plugged in, you know what it's doing, and you can monitor that with your cell phone. Here's how it hooks up. This goes inside your breaker box. This is the antenna that hooks to your Wi-Fi, so that way it's talking to the computer system. These are the power leads that go around the 2 power lines coming into your house. That way it knows what the power is being used, and that can monitor it. This just hooks up to any breaker, and that's what powers the little box here. So as you plug this thing in, it takes a little bit of time because it's machine learning. It'll start to say, hey, I recognize that. That's an electric water heater. Hey, that's your dishwasher. It starts to find these signals and tells you. And after a few weeks, you now have a pretty good snapshot of what's going on inside your home. The cool thing with that is you start to figure out what's costing you money. Maybe it's lights being left on. Maybe it's that old fridge in the garage that is using twice as much energy than the one inside your home that you just replaced. That are little things that save you money. These days, the lights being on with LEDs, it's not really that big a deal. It's the other things that are using money, and that puts money back in your pocket when you can figure that out. So you can monitor it with your phone, take a look at it, and it tells you what's going on. They even make 2 more sensors to put around your HVAC system or something else so you can dial it in and see what that's using as well. This is a great system to be able to tell you what's going on in your house and can save money. And if you've got something that's maybe broken, it'll start to warn you as well. That's something that as it learns, it gives you more information. More information is what it takes to save you money around your house. This is a great way to do it, using home tech to save you money.